I'm the actually combination of guitar player and Aquarian, which would be Eric Clapton, Eddie Van Halen, and Jimmy Page. We love to play guitar, but we're also dreaming. We're dreamers. We dream of weird shit. So you have what Eddie Van Halen came up with, or what Jimmy Page. Both of them inspired me. So what I've brought here tonight are kind of a few examples of kind of how I take a normal guitar, which I don't really want to play anything normal, and mess it up and change it and try to make it better, to make it do other things that other guitar players might not be able to do. This guitar, for example, has a really cool sustainer on the neck that makes it feed back like Jimi Hendrix, like insane. It's got a unit in here and batteries, and it feeds back like crazy. So I'm going to use that tonight, and I'm going to explain to the players and the non-players how it works and why it works. I can show you, not even plugged in. So that's the sound of the guitar going through the amplifier and right back up into the neck. That would be like Jimi Hendrix standing in front of his 9,000 watts of Marshalls. But instead, a really cool guy from Indianapolis invented a way to send the power right back up into the neck. So this is from the 80s. Nobody has them except George Lynch, my idol. One of my idols, George Lynch, has a few of them, and he uses them a lot in his style. So I grabbed one and I built it into this guitar and one other guitar that we use in W.A.S.P. And that's one of the things I'll show. And then this one isn't mine, but I'm going to demonstrate singing and playing, singing acoustic songs and being like a solo artist or solo singer-songwriter with that, which is actually the basis of all the stuff we do anyway. Waiting in the right bars. This one here is a combination of an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar in one body. So I've made a bunch of those, and other people in Sweden and Finland have them, and I've got 4 of them, and I use them with W.A.S.P, and I use them with a lot of other music to be able to play acoustic guitar and switch right to electric guitar, or actually let them feed off of each other, which is really fun. That's called a mutant twin. And the one next to it, farthest right, is an E.S.P. EC model that I use on stage. I've got 4 matching ones that have the saw blade, the plastic saw blade kind of pickguard thing, just for visuals, and it's got a scalloped fingerboard and some other kind of knick-knack kind of details that make it a little more custom and a little more unique for my own style and playing. My amplifier, which is a digital modeling unit, and my pedal board, which lets me control the sound around the room. So those things I'm all going to talk about with the players alike and the non-players, and just show them how nowadays, with everything becoming smaller and computerized, you can really have a million sounds right there in your box. And you can manipulate not only speakers in the front, we can use speakers in the back. So I'm going to demonstrate how I'm using some sound that comes out the back of the room, and really easily to control it by the pedal and by playing the guitar a certain way. So that's what I love to do, is bring these and try to inspire younger players to, you know, think a little bit outside the box. I mean, everybody plays a Tele, everybody plays a Strat, everybody plays a Les Paul, everybody plugs into their Quad Cortex or their Helix or whatever they buy nowadays. And the advantage now is there's exponentially more possibilities in those pieces of equipment than we ever had in the simple amplifier and a couple effect pedals that we grew up playing and using. And even with the limitations of one amplifier and a couple of pedals, we were able to get a lot of different sounds out of the guitar with the pickups and the tone control. So now my guitar students, you know, have digital modeling units with 1,000 patches, and they have guitars that have, you know, really well-built guitars for a lower price. So younger players have a big advantage to have a lot better equipment to start out with, and I'm trying to just try to open their minds to see it as a chance of a lot of opportunity, and not just copying what other people have done, because of course one of the big advantages of those units is they can digitally copy any sound ever made. So the idea is to keep trying to make new sounds somehow that other people haven't made before. So I like guys like the guy in Muse and The Edge and U2 and Eddie Van Halen and Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix and guys that Steve Vai, guys that have taken a normal guitar and taken it to the next stratospheric level by just being imaginative. So that's why I brought these particular guitars, and now they're quite dirty. I need to clean them all. I need to shine them all up. This is a beautiful Ovation. I grew up 1 hour from the factory that built these guitars in Connecticut, in USA. And I just need to mention that because it's super important to that guitar. So I hung around the factory so much that I got to know the head of design, R&D, research and design. His name was Don Johnson, and he probably worked on quite a few pieces of this particular guitar. But I remember going to him and saying, I want to make a double neck so that my guitar doesn't keep falling on the ground and breaking when I'm trying to use it. And I explained to him how big the body would be, and he thought it wouldn't quite be big enough. He said this hollow section, which is under there, might not quite be enough, but he gave me good advice and said, try it, and see if it works. So the first double neck that I made, which I unfortunately don't have here with me, he helped me a real lot build that first one. He gave me the bridge and the pickup for the acoustic, and he helped me with the design all the way through. So he helped me get that guitar working, and then guess what? That guitar got me the job in W.A.S.P in 1992. So if Don Johnson from Ovation Guitars hadn't believed in my crazy idea to make a small double neck that has an acoustic neck on the top and an electric neck on the bottom, if he thought, nah, that's crazy, don't do it, I might never have done it. But he gave me the motivation and the courage to try it. Thank you and have a great evening. All right.